Live action movies usually suck, but this might be the first movie where it's actually done right. We live in an age where every original story is failing in the box office, and the majority of studios are trying to capitalize on easy money by just doing a live action film, just to bite some little nostalgia, especially Disney. They've done so many live actions, and hardly any of them have been successful. Before this video starts, I am clearly in an airport right now, and it's currently 4 a.m., but I'm also a G Fuel official partner now. I've been emailing G Fuel for like 2 years trying to get them to give me a chance, and every single time I sent them an email, my subscriber count kept building up. That's because of you guys, and I built a strong enough community for them to finally say yes. There's so many big names that I'm around now that are a part of G Fuel, and yes, this is a product I actually like, and that's why I wanted to be part of it. Having a supplement like G Fuel really helps me focus while I work and create videos, and it's a way better alternative than coffee or an energy drink. It has zero sugar, a lot of vitamins, and keeps you hydrated. But most importantly, it actually tastes really good. Now, my favorite flavor from G Fuel is FaZe Jev's Ragin' Gummy Fish. Notice how I said FaZe Jev. Like I said, there's so many influencers a part of this, likes of PewDiePie, the GOAT, or people like FaZe Rug having their own flavor. There's also a lot of inspired flavors from your favorite shows or anime like One Piece, Dragon Ball Z, or my personal favorite, Naruto. So G Fuel can be a great collector's item as well, but of course it actually just tastes good. That's why you should actually get it. And if you don't like the supplement, then you have the energy drinks as well, with my favorite flavor being, I believe it's called the FaZe Rug Sour Blue Chug. I think that's what it's called. That's my favorite flavor in terms of energy drinks. But if you haven't tried G Fuel, I recommend trying it, because if you use my promo code Jivo, you get 20% off. I think you guys should try it. I'm not paid to do this sponsor at the beginning of the video, but since I'm a partner now, I really do want to promote it because I do like the product. Also, this is the 27th weekly video on this channel, and it's the first time I'm not wearing a black tank top. I apologize, this will never happen again. But today we're talking about the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie that is better than every live action movie I've seen. I want to jump into why I love it so much, starting with it's the same director. They kept a lot of the sauce with the movie, and they have like the same sound designer as well, with all the same music. I really love how Burke the Island was put into the live action film. It's different in its own way from the original, but I like that they actually use a set. In a world where we just always use a green screen for every single movie that comes out, using an actual set is so much better for the realism. And the movie was shot in Northern Ireland. That's amazing. I mean, obviously there's color correction that can help those things, but it actually being shot there, you can tell by looking at the film like, it's cold as fuck there. And it's not that fake color grading through the film. Everything just felt normal. Like, you look at the village and you just think, this place is smelly as hell. It probably smells like fish. In other films, you usually don't have that thinking or that idea of a movie like that. Now we got the CGI. The CGI obviously was used with Toothless. They could have used that animatronic, same way they kind of do with Jurassic Park. I don't think they do it anymore. They weren't doing it with the Jurassic World films. But it doesn't feel like that Lion King nightmare. He looks real, but he's still got that cartoony value to it. It's not a full-on dragon. It looks like from the animated film. Some might be against the route that they went, but every single fan of the original animated film is happy about this decision. I think a lot of the older generations, like Gen X, are just like, they want a dragon that looks like it's from Game of Thrones. And even me being a big DreamWorks guy, like, I didn't know how I felt about the design. Sure, it looked exactly like the animated film, but I don't know. After watching the movie, I'm okay with it. Now with the cast, people were a little bit skeptical of who was playing Hiccup for obvious reasons. I think Hiccup really worked in this movie. That whole awkward feel that the kid had through the whole original animated film, felt it really worked here, because Hiccup is not some warrior. He's really awkward, not supposed to kill dragons. And I love that they picked someone that really wanted to be Hiccup for this movie. Like, he was ecstatic when he found out that he was Hiccup.
This is just one question, really, is would you like to play Hiccup in the movie?
There's no way. There's no way. Are you serious? Thank you. Oh my, I can't. This is the best moment of my life.
And then for the dad, I think his name's like Stoddard or something. I don't remember. I apologize. I'm not that huge on How to Train Your Dragon. But they used the voice actor from the animated film for the live action, which makes sense. They look exactly alike, so this works. And it turned out really good. Other than Hiccup, he was the biggest highlight for the cast. Then we got a multicultural cast. I don't think it's a big deal to me. Some other people might think it's a big deal. I think it worked for this movie, but it definitely doesn't work for other movies. My personal opinion, Ariel being black, don't know how I feel about that. I'm white, should I be saying that? I don't know, but like, Ariel's white, like she's not black. But it's not a difference in this movie. It feels right, it feels natural, it makes sense. It's really interesting to see Astrid have the biggest switch up I've ever seen. Full on hating on bro, like on everything, like bashing his shit, to writing Toothless once and being like, yeah, I wanna make out with you. And her switch up whenever she got turned on, whenever Hiccup did anything badass was interesting. I really don't feel the romance in this movie all that much, and they had good chemistry for the movie. I just feel like the whole romance didn't really work. Astrid was definitely more expressive in the animated film. I definitely did not feel it here. I still like Astrid in the live action film, but it's definitely one of the weaker points in the cast. But I don't want to discredit that because we're comparing that to Hiccup and the dad and whatnot. It had a good cast. Because if we compare it to other live action films, I'm gonna go through a few that I've seen. So The Lion King in 2019, that's actually when I had my first kiss in the movie theaters. Can I get a W Riz in the comments? The movie did look incredible, but I feel like Scar was like the weakest point of the movie. Like he had no emotions in the movie. And that was a big theme with the live action. It felt like when Mufasa died, he just like was taking a nap. It did not have that emotional impact like the animated film. Beauty and the Beast, when did that come out? Like 2016, 2017? It really just seems like a movie your mom plays for you of like some Broadway shit. And Emma Watson singing, I mean, she is cute, but like she cannot sing. I haven't seen the movie, but I'm gonna mention it. Snow White, what a fucking disaster. And having the lead actor be someone that didn't like Snow White, I forgot her name, it was like Rachel Zetler or something. I think that's her name.
It's just so appealing and so special.
I was scared of the original cartoon. I think I watched it once and then I never picked it up again. Like, I'm being so serious. I watched it once and then I went on the ride in Disney World, which was called Snow White's Scary Adventures. Doesn't sound like something a little kid would like. Was terrified of it. Never revisited Snow White again. So
she could not give a fuck about playing Snow White. She actually hated the character, and that just destroyed all the promo for the movie.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late.
And that's why you cast someone who genuinely cares about the franchise. And there's obviously the new Stitch that came out. I've been seeing some reviews of some mixed opinions with it, but from what I'm seeing, it's not beating out the competition with How to Train Your Dragon. It doesn't come close. No one's saying the Stitch movie's better than this. So what does the movie get right? It doesn't exactly copy and paste everything from the animated film. There's a lot of extra scenes, and that actually might be one of the cons because people think it's dragged out a little bit, especially near the beginning of the story, getting everything settled and started. And just watching it, it just felt like a good movie and just wasn't just a cash grab to get some money off a live action film. Criticism, like I said, things are dragged on. It seems like an extended cut. That's kind of what it is. And it's not better than the original. I think that's obvious. I don't think a live action movie will ever be better than the original. And that's not to discredit the movie. It is a good movie, but you're not beating the original film. Now, my final thoughts is that DreamWorks is the greatest movie studio of all time. I'm even wearing a Kung Fu Panda shirt right now. Kung Fu Panda is my favorite movie of all time for the ones who didn't know. Not the second. I do love the second movie, but the first movie, I love the build-up and of course, Tai Lung. But more final thoughts, How to Train Your Dragon proves that live action movies don't have to suck all the time, and it doesn't just have to be a cash grab, because at some point people are going to lose their trust with these live action films and people are going to no longer go see them. No one's going out to see movies anymore. It's really unfortunate. I'm definitely a big movie goer. I even go to movies by myself sometimes if I really want to see the movie. But let me know what you guys think. Also let me know what movie you want to see have a live action remake and a movie you don't want to have a live action remake, like a movie that should not be touched. For the sake of a live action remake, I'm gonna give the movie an 8 out of 10. Not better than the original, but it's the best live action movie I've seen. But W Airport Video, it's 4:30 in the morning. I'll see you guys next week.